What's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot, and we are back for some player props and spreads in the NBA for Wednesday, April 14th. A recap: 4-2 on Sunday. Follow that up 5-1 on Monday and 6-1 on Tuesday. 15-4 over our last 3 days. We have been absolutely killing it. Yesterday we talked about Jaylen Brown's over, Domantas Sabonis over for rebounds, the Suns -3.5. The Thunder's team total under. And shout out to Lou Dort. Buddy scores 42 points. His team still doesn't break 100 points total. Love to see that. We also talked about the Lakers and Hornets under in that game. Paul George's over in a revenge game spot against his Indiana Pacers. And then our one loss of the day, Robert Williams over 7.5 rebounds. We chose it at 7. Not much you can do there, but the parlay of the day cashes. Man, I love seeing, we are on fire, like I said. I love to see all the winning tickets in the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, first link down in the description. But I saw a lot of winners out there, and I love seeing that. If you're feeling super generous today, maybe we helped you out. You feel free to PayPal, Venmo, Cash App us at Calling Our Shot, but absolutely no pressure. More importantly, we hit 3,000 subscribers yesterday, which is absolutely insane after hitting 2,000 about 2 weeks ago. Now up to 3,000. Shout out to all of you guys for the support. We really can't do it without you. And also, as you're probably watching this, I'm probably on a flight to Utah where I will be for 2 days and then Vegas for 2 days after that. So you'll see the videos kind of change up over the next couple days. You'll still see the normal videos, still NBA player props and spreads, probably from me, and still our MLB videos, but you'll see it kind of switch up. And last but not least, our betting tips and tricks video, which is we normally post every single Wednesday. This week's topic: how to research and find winning bets. Kind of walk through the sites I use and kind of show the process of how I look and find these player props that I'm normally betting on. So that video will be up in a couple hours, so it might already be up by now. It should be posted at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 1 p.m., somewhere in there. So it might already be up, probably linked to the end of this video, but go check that out. Last but not least, if you're new to the channel, click that like and subscribe button. Let's keep grinding. Starting off with one of my favorite players in the NBA, Christian Wood. We're taking his over 21.5 points. Also like the over 30.5 points plus rebounds. Christian Wood's insane. He's going hard, and we love him for that reason. He's hit his over in points in 4 of the last 5 games. And oh man, this matchup against the Pacers is about as good as it gets for any opposing center. And Christian Wood, that's what he plays. He plays center for the Houston Rockets. Over the last 15 games, Pacers are giving up 31 points per game. That's first in the league. 16 rebounds per game, 5th most in the league. And 4.2 assists per game, 5th most in the league as well. The matchup's insane. Miles Turner should again be out, but I'm not scared about that whatsoever. Taking Christian Wood over 21.5 points tonight. Christian Wood is laying the wood down on the Pacers. You heard that right. Take it with confidence. Moving on to his teammate, and this isn't an official play, but take a look at Kelly Olynyk, over 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I already kind of gave you the stats about that matchup against the Pacers tonight. He has hit this in 6 straight games. So do your research, and like I have to beat into people's heads, do your research, and I think the video later today will help you kind of show what research I'm talking about or whatever you guys want to use for your research methods. But he's hit this in 6 straight games. I'd consider that Kelly Olynyk over 24.5 PRAs. One of or both of him or Christian Wood will hit that over. Moving on into one of my favorite players from my favorite team, the New York Knicks. I'm taking Julius Randle over 24.5 points. He's got a revenge game spot against his former team, the New Orleans Pelicans, where he only played for, I believe, a year. But Julius Randle has hit this. He has scored 25 points in exactly half of his games. He scored it in 27 of 54 games. So you got a 50-50 shot, which is basically what you get in every bet. But I think the edge we get here is the matchup. You got not only, we're talking about this Pelicans team. They don't play an ounce of defense. They're going to either have one of the following. Either Zion Williamson on him, Brandon Ingram, Steven Adams. I don't care if you put Jackson Hayes on him. Whoever it is, none of them can guard him. Zion doesn't try on defense. Brandon Ingram, too small, and Steven Adams, too slow. I think the Knicks coaching staff, Tom Thibodeau, will know this is the matchup to exploit. And I think, Julius Randle will go hard on him or locking in. Julius Randle over 24.5 points. For note, the Pelicans just let Mo Harkless, the Sacramento Kings power forward, score 15 points on them. And if he can score 15, that means I can probably score 15. And that also means Julius Randle can probably score 25, locking it in. Moving on to a player that we actually talked about in today's betting tips and tricks video, De'Aaron Fox. We're taking his over. I don't know what it is right now. 26.5, 27.5 points is the highest I would go. But there's only one team. We cashed De'Aaron Fox a couple nights ago when he played the Pelicans because of the matchup. Pelicans give up a ton of points per game, 2nd most in the league, in fact, over the past 15 games to opposing point guards. But There's only one team worse at defending opposing point guards than the New Orleans Pelicans, and here enter the Washington Wizards, who the Sacramento Kings will be playing today, who De'Aaron Fox gets a matchup against. Wizards are allowing 29 points per game to opposing point guards, the most in the league over the past 15 games. Positive matchup. De'Aaron Fox has had 28 plus points in the last 2 games against Washington. He's also been doing that pretty consistently over the last week or two. Tonight, he makes it 3 straight games. Lock it in. De'Aaron Fox over 26.5 points. Hey, and you know what? Before all those Sacramento Kings or Washington Wizards fans come at me for not playing defense, fine. I'll call a spade. The other team they're playing, Wizards defense, it ain't much better. The Kings defense ain't much better. So that's what I'm doing. Russell Westbrook, who they're playing against the Kings, taking us over 23.5 rebounds plus assists. I'm not going to touch that points line because Russell Westbrook's insane. You're talking about a guy 23.5 rebounds and assists plus 102 value. I'm taking the over. Triple double if you want it, minus 135. So, who the heck gets a triple double odds at minus 135 besides Russell Westbrook? He's once in a lifetime player probably. And I love the plus odds, though, for his over in rebounds and assists. It's worth noting, for starters, he combined for 24 rebounds and assists last time they played about a month ago. He's hit this over in 5 straight games and 12 of his last 15 games. He's also had a triple-double in 9 of his last 10. Do what you want with his props. We're hammering them. This should be a track meet. Sacramento Kings, Washington Wizards, a lot of points should be scored. We're taking Russell Westbrook's over 23.5 rebounds and assists. You can throw in points too if you want, but I'm just locking in rebounds and assists because he hits that one the most consistently. I expect another big performance out of Westbrook tonight. Lock it in. Moving on into some spreads of the day before we get into the parlay of the day. Got 2 more quick leans towards the bottom. We're taking my Knicks plus 2.5 versus the Pelicans. There's only one team in this matchup that plays defense, and I'll give you a hint. It's not the New Orleans Pelicans. The New York Knicks play defense, and I refuse to allow a team to be favored to win a game if they're starting the ex-Orlando Magic trash can that he is, Wes Iwundu. The man is a walking and one. He just fouls people and gives them and ones left and right. And like I said, it's clamp season. Knicks are clamping down on the road today. Plus, we're talking about the Pelicans. They're not good as a home favorite. They're a home underdog Pelicans, best team in the NBA. Home favorite Pelicans, bad. And they'll be missing Lonzo Ball today. Sure, you can beat a team like the Kings, which they almost choked the lead. My New York Knicks should win and cover on the road today. I expect a big game by Randle. As long as he can stay out of foul trouble, they should be able to at least slow down Zion, Ingram, and company. Let's go Knicks. You guys got this. Boom, boom, boom. Moving on. Chicago Bulls, we're taking the team total over 114.5 points. And you look at this, the Orlando Magic, who the Chicago Bulls will be playing today, have allowed their opponent to score over 115 points in 6 of their last 7 games. Not only is this Vucevic playing against his former team, but the Bulls are very capable of hitting this over. Now they did, if you look at the game log, they did just stink it up. They scored 90 points on the Grizzlies, and that was unacceptable. But I think they'll fix those in practice, fix those over their off days, and they'll come back and they'll get it right against this Orlando Magic defense, which honestly ain't much of a defense nowadays. There are games that the Magic, I considered the over for this game as a whole. I believe it's sitting at 218.5, but I cannot count on the Orlando Magic to score. Just look at the last game they played against the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs dropped 120. Magic, best they can do is like 96. Not counting on the over, but I do count on the Bulls, Chicago Bulls, team total over 114.5 points. Lock it in. That's what you want to do with it. Moving on to last spread of the day. Honestly, not feeling that confident about this one, but Detroit Pistons plus 9.5 versus the Clippers. I anticipate this line to move down because I do expect Paul George, who played yesterday, to be out, and Kawhi Leonard also will be out, as that is what the first line or the first basket line indicates. Normally, I look at the first basket and see who's listed for me to bet on for first baskets. I never bet on them, but you can at least see who Vegas expects to play in today's game. And both Paul George and Kawhi Leonard out. That means the Clippers will be starting, if that happens, Ivica Zubac, Terrence Mann, Reggie Jackson, Luke Kennard, and Marcus Morris. That is not better than the Pistons team. I won't lie to you. That is 5 straight trash cans, 5 straight bums. And no, I won't call them bums. They're still decent NBA players, obviously. But I wouldn't be surprised to see this line bet down to 7, 7.5. It's starting at 9. I think you can get it. Detroit plus 9.5 versus the Clippers. If you can hear that in the background, my mistake. I gotta crank out these videos. My 2 leans of the day: Steph Curry, over 32.5 points. He's been ridiculous all year, or at least all year, but especially over the last 6-7 games. I consider it again. It's been ridiculous. Gets the Thunder. I'm not sure. I'm not sure this game will be close enough for him to get that, but I'd consider it. Joel Embiid over 30.5 points. Game against the Nets, that's enough for me. He should be able to use and abuse that team unless they double him. Those are my 2 leans of the day. Parlay of the day, Christian Wood over 21.5 points. Julius Randle over 24.5 points. And Russell Westbrook over 23.5 rebounds plus assists. You combine those together, plus 630 value. Let's see if we can hit 2 in a row. A recap of all the picks we are going to go with. We're going to start with Detroit plus 9.5 versus the Clippers. Least confident pick, but the Detroit Pistons only lost by 7 the last time these two teams played, and that was with Paul George, who dropped 32, and Marcus Morris, who dropped 33 points. That ain't happening again for Marcus Morris. Sorry, buddy. Bulls team total over 114.5 points. Knicks plus 2.5 versus the Pelicans. Russell Westbrook over 23.5 rebounds plus assists. De'Aaron Fox over 26 or 27.5 points. Julius Randle over 25 or 24.5 points. And then Kelly Olynyk over 24.5 PRAs potentially. And then Christian Wood over 21.5 points. Lock those all in. Thanks again for all the support. I really appreciate it. You guys have been killing it. If you want to join the Discord, link below, and show your support on the MLB videos as well as the upcoming video for betting tips and tricks. I really appreciate it. I don't know how many picks I just gave out, but if we can even increase, we go undefeated. I'll probably lose it. Might just have to take off my clothes for the next video. Maybe not. Probably not going to do that. But this has been Austin. I'll catch you guys again tomorrow. Peace out.